got free COD points, ain't got money. Stop using Razorback. Listen here, buddy. There's a link in the description. I want you to tap. Click that, earn points, download the app. Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Goblin. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Infinite Warfare video. And in today's video, it's going to be a special one. We're going to talk about how people are getting copies of Infinite Warfare early and how you can go about getting your copy early if this is something you guys are interested in. I usually make a video like this every year, and people usually love to hear stuff like this. So we're going to be going over that. If you guys could, I'm looking for some feedback on this video. I'd really appreciate if you guys could drop a like on this thing. 3,000 likes would be absolutely amazing, and that would be awesome if you guys could all drop a like on this thing. And also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And now I'm going to be talking about ways. I have 5 ways here that you can actually go about if you are interested in getting a copy of the new Call of Duty game early, how you can go about doing that. I have gotten Call of Duty games early in the past. Usually when you get a Call of Duty game early, you don't want to post anything about it. I mean, it's okay to post stuff about having the case and stuff like that, but you don't want to post any in-game screenshots because there's been stories about people's Twitters getting shut down, people actually coming to people's houses that have the game early and are leaking stuff on Twitter and telling them to shut it down or they're going to take them to court. So if you guys do get the game early, you make sure you don't post anything other than, you know, a picture of the case, a picture of you holding the game and stuff like that. That is fine. I've totally done that before. And, you know, I've gotten Call of Duty games early quite a few times in my past. And around this time of the year is when Call of Duty games are starting to surface. You know, people may have the game now. If they do, some people aren't really saying that much about it. Some people are keeping it low key. But you're going to see some kids who get the game early, get super excited, start spilling a lot of details of it in the next up and coming days. So let's get into the top 5 ways how you can get the game early. Now, the first thing I want to say is this is for hardcore players. This is for people that getting the game early is going to cost you, and it's going to cost. I've gotten the game early quite a few times before, and the ways I've gotten it, I've paid anywhere from, you know, $100 to $250 depending on how early you want to get the game. Usually the earlier you get the game, the more you're going to have to pay. So like I said, if you're just a casual player, if you're not super rich or you're not anything like that, there's no point in getting the game early. You can just get it midnight released on the PlayStation 4. But I know there is people out there that really care about getting the game early. And even if you don't have the money to get early, you might be interested in ways that other people are doing it. And these are the top 5 ways. So the 5 ways that the people are doing them, I'm going to name them out right now and then I'm going to talk about them. There's eBay. There's mom and pop stores around your local area. There's Craigslist. There's GameStop or Walmart or, you know, the big brands and being able to bribe those guys. And there is the other option, which is just random things on the internet, random people on Twitter and stuff like that. Now, the ways that I've had success are, I believe I've had success through 3 of these ways. Twitter, Craigslist, and eBay. I've had success through all those ways before in getting the Call of Duty games early. Let me talk about all the different ways. So the first one is eBay. Now, of course, I'm going to say this, beware of scams. When it comes to getting the Call of Duty game early, this is an easy time for scammers. People get anxious. People throw around hundreds of dollars. A few of my friends got scammed last year because they did some stupid money transfer thing, and I told them, never pay without PayPal, because PayPal is what can give you protection. They paid $100 to some random guy with some money transfer, Western Union something, and of course it was a scam. Even though their buddy the Goblin warned them, they really didn't fall for that. And I do have some pretty dumb buddies, so hopefully you won't end up like them. Always the way that I do it is if I'm going to buy something off eBay or anything online, I use PayPal because PayPal has some really good buyer protection, and I've never really been scammed through that. So the first way is eBay. Yep, this way does work. You got to be careful. You got to make sure the guy has good reviews. Of course, scams are the number one thing, but eBay does work. There's a lot of people selling on eBay for around $150, maybe even $100, and a lot of the time there is ways to get it through eBay. And, you know, maybe you buy, one of your buddies tells you this guy works, so, you know, you have to have the connections, but eBay is one way that I've been successful in the past. However, you got to be very, you know, picky on there and be very careful because it is online, and that's the best way to get scammed, or, you know, the worst way to get scammed. The second option is mom and pop stores. This way is very successful. I haven't tried this out myself because I don't really live in a small town. I live more in a big city. But if you live in a small town where there's a small gaming store, local gaming store, sometimes you can go in there, offer the guy $100 or $150, and they'll throw you the game a few days early without batting an eye. People have had tons of success doing this, and this has worked, you know, many times for different people. I've never done this way, but this is a way that I've heard people have been doing it, and of course, that's a way that is potentially a way that'll work. Number 3 is Craigslist. Now, this is the best way in my opinion. The reason why this is the best way is because you're going to meet up with the person in real life. There's no chance of being scammed. You're going to look at the disc. You're going to make sure the disc works. I mean, you're going to see the case. You're going to see everything. You're going to meet up with the person IRL. Now, of course, if you're going down Craigslist, definitely don't go without a parent or a friend or something like that, because you really don't know what you're getting into. There's all those horror stories about Craigslist, but this way has worked before. My buddies have gotten it off Craigslist and shipped it to me. So if you don't live in a big city, this is a way that I've gotten it before. Is I had a buddy who lived in a really big city. You know, I had buddies who lived in LA and Seattle, and they were able to get the games early, and they would just ship it to me, and I'd throw the money to my buddy. There is people, I don't know how they get the games, but there is people in the big cities, especially like LA, New York, you know, Seattle, any big city, that have the game early somehow. Who really knows how they got it? And they're willing to sell the game off, you know, to people in real life on Craigslist. And this is probably, I'd say, the most successful way of getting the game early. And if you live in any sort of big city, this is the number one way to do it. If you live in a small town, maybe you have a buddy that lives in a big city, Craigslist is definitely the number one way to do it. The number 4 way is to, you know, people go to GameStop. You always watch the videos of people calling GameStop saying, hey, is there any chance I can get it early? And this way never really works. The only way this works is if you have like a buddy that works at GameStop that'll just give you the game a day early, you know, stuff like that. That is kind of shady. This way is kind of shady, as well as the mom and pop store way, but people do this. I wouldn't recommend these shady ways. I just recommend looking on eBay and Craigslist. But this way does work. You know, sometimes I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a hookup. You know, maybe your dad is the owner of the store or something like that. Usually these ways don't really work that well. The next way is going to be getting it from an online buddy or a guy off Twitter or something like that. Now, this way is the way you're most likely going to get scammed as well. With doing it this way, I've only done it this way with people that I know off Twitter. So, you know, I'm not going to do it with some random guy that tweets me, hey, you want the game early? But if it's a buddy of mine, someone that I trust, of course, I'm going to trust them and get it from them. These are the ways the game works. Like I said, if you do want the game early, you're going to have to pay for it. Anywhere from $100 to $200. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say it's an absolute waste of money. It's absolutely stupid thing to do, which can be true. You know, to most people it is stupid. However, to YouTubers who want to get the game early, or people that are really big fans of the game, it's worth paying an extra $50 or $100 for them to get the game a few days early. I remember on Black Ops 2, that game, you know, when everyone had it early, I was playing with Vanoss and KYR, Speedy, and, you know, a bunch of the FaZe guys. It was a really fun time. Usually the servers come on, you know, you don't want to get the game too early. Usually the servers come on about 3 to 5 days before the game actually comes out. So the people that are getting the game right now, probably bragging on Twitter right now that about having Infinite Warfare early, for them, they probably don't even have the multiplayer servers up. They're probably just running around a private match, and the real servers don't come up until like 5 days before at the earliest, and sometimes not until 2 or 3 days before. But these are the ways people are getting the game. Now, once again, I want to say it's going to have to cost you if you want to get the game early. And the other thing is, you really don't want to post anything about it. Even if I had the game, I probably wouldn't post anything about it. You know, wink, wink. I wouldn't say I have the game. I wouldn't say I don't have the game. I wouldn't say anything like that. I would just keep it low key and, you know, learn everything about the game. And then, of course, you're not allowed to upload or post anything until the official release date. Now, a lot of people I see being dumb about this. And, of course, like, people just literally get their Twitter shut down. People will get YouTube copyright strikes just because they're so anxious to upload gameplay a day early. And the best thing is, once this game comes out, you're going to have all year to upload your stuff. Make sure you wait until the proper embargo date. But as far as getting the game early, from my experiences, I've gotten the game early a few times. I think 3 or 4 times maybe. And it was pretty fun in the past. Honestly, it was really fun playing it those days before, learning everything about the game, getting a level advantage over people, which can be kind of cheap. But, you know, it was a lot of fun, and the reason why I did it is because I was a YouTuber. I need to get the game early. I need to get all the intel for you guys because on day one, I want to have the best videos for you guys. Now, that was before there was a beta. Now that there's a beta, I don't think getting the game early is as big of a deal because we already have the beta. We already have gameplay. We know most about the game. It is still a big deal to some people, but honestly, I wouldn't be that concerned if you can't get it early this year. And as far as the beta goes, I think this might be the last year we're ever getting for the beta because a lot of people are really hating on the beta. beta, and it's getting a lot of flack. The game is getting so much hate before the game is even out. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last year they cut off on the beta because of that reason, and that would make getting the game early a lot more prevalent or important. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully if you guys are interested in getting it early, this gives you guys a good guide. Once again, be careful about doing this. It's gonna have to cost you, and be careful about what you post if you do get your hands on the game early, or if your buddy gets their hands on the game early. Anyway, thanks for watching today's video. If you guys can drop a like on this thing, I'd really appreciate if we could get 2,000 likes, as well as if we could subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. That would be absolutely awesome. 2,000 or 3,000 likes would be amazing on this thing. Also, Infinite Warfare comes out officially in about 9 days. Some people are getting it early, some people aren't, but I'm actually excited for this game to come out and to be posting a ton of content on this thing. And of course, I got Black Ops 3 for the next week until Infinite Warfare is out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for Cookie No Licky, and I'm out. Peace.